Today is Tuesday, May the 18th, and while I don't know what's happened yet to the McClellan oscillator, it's not going to make a big difference. The decliners led advancers by a little bit. Bit about the reverse of yesterday, where going into the close, the Dow dropped, the NASDAQ dropped, and so did the S&P. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, because yesterday was the opposite. Remember, we closed on a high in the last half hour. Here's what I want to point out in some of the stocks. First of all, the Dow Jones, all it did was pull back from a high. It's still above the 50. The NASDAQ continues to weaken below the 50. Could continue. If there's a sector rotation, it could continue, and you could see it come down to the 200. The S&P did something pretty interesting. Remember, we flagged this area yesterday, and we said that it was going to be important for the chikou span to stay above the next day's candle. And where did it finish? Exactly on the top of that candle. What happened on Friday was that we closed the gap from a week before, and now all we've been able to do is just attempt to fill the gap. This one here yesterday on May the 16th, 16th, is that the 16th? Am I? Yeah, it was the 17th actually. This was a hammer. Oftentimes that is a reversal. That means that we could go down and test the 50, test the cloud, but we still have to break through the gap. Apple still lost the cloud, but still supported. But unfortunately, the chikou span lost the 50. Expect some continued weakness in Apple, particularly if there's a rotation out of tech stocks in the NASDAQ. ABBV closed at a new high today and made a new high during the day. Let's go to IBM. IBM is still floundering around this D position and the Gartley that we've been talking about, also at the 78.6. So we're going to watch that closely. Still a good dividend stock. Maybe we'll find rotation out of AT&T because of its weakened dividend position, but that won't happen in the next quarter or the quarter after, I believe. They're still going to yield the 52-cent dividend. We'll see when the dividend does get slashed, but the market has already built in a dividend slash with this loss from this AT&T. Let's go to T. With this loss from this high at 33.91, now this big gap to be filled in here. The chikou span has lost the 200 and the 50. Is really going down to the bottom of the cloud. We finished inside the cloud with the body of the candle. Where did we have our low today? Right here. That would have been a chikou span getting support on the bottom of the cloud. MP is a stock that you should take a look at. It's one that didn't look good until now, but now we've got 1, 2, 3 days with a solid bounce of 3 days off the 200. The volume isn't there, however, but the stochastics are telling you that the long-term stochastic is going to move up because it's at its bottom, oversold, and the short-term stochastic has already started its move. So I'm looking to buy MP tomorrow, but I'm going to put a stop right here at 23, just a little bit lower, because it always overshoots. Maybe 22.85 is where I'll put a stop. I already showed you AT&T. US Bank did do a pullback to the 8. JP Morgan also did a pullback, so the banking sector pulled back. That's all for today. Let's just take one last look at the Finviz, and you can see that there really wasn't a good sector that was green. If it's anything, it was healthcare that was sort of average. Consumer defense, Walmart posted very good earnings today, but that didn't help the rest of the consumer stocks. Let's just see if we have a McClellan oscillator, but it's probably too early, and it is. So keep an eye on tomorrow. We're below the neutral line, but we're hugging the neutral line, and expect just more volatility. One last thing is a look at the VIX, and the VIX did move up today. So and it looks like these stochastics say that there is room for our volatility to keep moving up. But we do have a lot of resistance in the cloud here.